Bill Elson in the house. It cometh is here.
Bill Elson in the house. It cometh is here.
With an egg. Bill, it's going good, my man. Digga, I look good, man. This is my out of the pool quarantine hair, man. General is in the house. General Grievous is here. Bill Elson, it's going okay, my man. How are you? Hopefully you are enjoying. Devin is here. Devin from Canada. My man Devin Cutmore. Yeah, the posters, I put them on the ceiling. That's going to kind of be a thing. There's still room up there. You can't really see, but there's a section here that doesn't have posters. Yeah, I hung up all the LJN posters. I got some other fun stuff up there. I got the wrestling album cover up there. I got some LJN magazine copy article ads, whatever they're called. So yeah, Bill Elson. Yes, Bill Elson uploaded an 8-track of an American Top 40, and I checked it out. It was pretty great. I love that. So thank you. Patrick J is in the house. What's up, Patrick J? Dig a dirt. Just got off work having a burger and some barbecue chicken. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, we just wrapped up our 4th of July bash. Really, as much of a bash as you can have these days. The in-laws, the swimming pool, some hot dogs, some burgers, some pepperoncinis. I've become a big pepperoni connoisseur lately. I love some pepperoncinis. And a bunch of salads, and the kids had fun, and now they're sleeping, and I'm down here. Devin made it on time. Devin, you never, I don't know. You always seem to miss our live chats, but here we are. 15 of us are hanging out. That's okay. Even if it's just a small family tonight, we're just going to have a little hangout. Earlier today, I was just down in the beers and floating around the pool, and I was like, I'm having a good time with the family tonight, but I think I need my friends. I think I need my YouTube people. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna do a live show. Let's see. General Grievous had yeah, the Heart Foundation poster. Man, you could probably, I don't know, you get $100 for that thing, man. Patrick J says, I've been meaning to ask you, when you turned your Paul Orndorff LJN into Ultimate Warrior, did you paint his face with marker? No, because I was a moron, and I painted his face with blue ink pen, which means that the Paul Orndorff's face was stained permanently. Bill Elson says, what's your favorite band? I'm going to, now, Korn has always been my favorite band since like 97, 98. I was a big Korn fan. I love Counting Crows. I like 90s rap. I like gangsta rap. Look at his hair. His hair's awesome. I like women singers, like folky women singers, like Joan Osborne and Tori Amos, and I'm eclectic. Big Beefcake downing the beers. Big Beefcake. Have not talked to you in a while. I hope you are doing well, my friend. Mike Tulino in the house. Oh yeah, catching the live stream. What is up? Not much. Just hanging out with you guys. Jumpin' General says hello from North Carolina and happy 4th of July, friend. Hello, Jumpin' General. Nice to see you. Jonathan, I think you messaged me earlier tonight. Maybe. Nice to see you. Bill Elson says, oh, you're a metal kind of guy. Not all the time. I like lots of stuff. Like I said, I love Jewel. So yeah. No, I love Korn and Marilyn Manson I used to like, but I also like Jewel. So Patrick J says you look like the singer of Korn. Oh no, that really that hits me in the heart. Maybe when I had longer hair. I love Def Leppard. Good for you, Bill Elson. You're gosh darn right. You should love Def Leppard. I found Channel 39 on Sirius. If any of you have Sirius, Channel 39 is called Hair Nation, and it is so good. It is so good. It's all I listen to now on Sirius. I used to just listen to the 80s on 8, but when I found Hair Nation, you got to listen to that. You got to listen to some oh man, obviously some Motley Crue, some Dokken, some Tesla, good stuff on Hair Nation. Yes, the poster goes a lot. Yes, 150, sure. Yep, that sounds about right. Ricky is in the house, watching the revolution on the phone. Say with MJ and Sir Paul on the TV. What's more 80s? That is a great song. I love that song. I love that video where they're just hanging out in they're riding on the back of a carriage or something. They're all dressed up in weird olden-timey clothes. Patrick J says, never thought of it. Oh wait, Devin says, I have a gift for your G.I. Joe collection. I'll be sending a box of 80s goodness to you soon. Devin, come on. That is just too good, man. You guys are, man. Well, thank you. And Devin, when when the world freaking opens up again, we've got to meet up at the Niagara Falls Comic-Con. I mean, come on. So I can pay you back for some of this stuff that everybody, you guys send me. I did get an incredible gift from a friend of the channel, and I'm going to show it off when we debut Vintage Horror Night. I'll show you then. But some very talented artist created me a very awesome gift, and I don't want to give it away. It's horror related, so we'll do it on Vintage Horror Night. Dig It Dirt used to DJ. That is awesome. Patrick J, never thought of it until now. You do remind me of the Korn singer. Well, that will leave me on a cloud for like the next 3 days. So I wish the chicks thought so, though. Dig It Dirt says, 90s rap, really? My man, me too. I used to do hip-hop production too. Oh, that's awesome, Dig It Dirt. Used to DJ. Yeah, 90s rap, man. God, Yo MTV raps in the 90s. Oh, man, I remember, like, Summers. And obviously, this is a new 80s revolution, but Summers, my friend and I, we would play NHL 95 or NHL 96 for Sega Genesis. And we had a league where we would just start fights with each other and fight and keep win-loss records, right? So we wouldn't play the hockey game. We would just start fights, and we'd have like the number, because the guys didn't have names, they had numbers. So we would pick a team, and then we would have all the numbers of the guys, and we would have win-loss records for the guys. And it was so cool because all you had to do was just skate into the other person, and you'd start a fight. But we would MTV would be on, and it was like Total Request Live before it was Total Request Live. There was another like countdown show. In the mornings, man, we would have the TV up. We would be playing NHL Sega hockey and listening to some of the best 90s rap like of all time. It was the best. Bill Elson loves Poison. Yeah, listening to Hair Nation on Sirius, so much I'm realizing how great, you know, Poison actually was. And you can forget like the Cheese Ball song. You know, Unskinny Bop is good, and Every Rose, you know, is their ballad. But Something to Believe In is such a good song. Um, there's another good one that I can't remember. It's about a girl who, what the hell? She like, I can't think of it. She like gambles hard, you know, gambles hard, loses hard. I can't remember the song. Ugh. General Grievous loved Hair Nation. Docking, yeah, Docking Into the Fire, and you know, all the Nightmare on Elm Street stuff they did. Wasp, yep. D. Snyder's House of Hair, love it. Twisted Sister. Duran Duran, oh, General Grievous, you just took us there. Devin Cutmore says, yes, we will get together at Niagara Falls Comic Con. You gosh darn right we will, man. We have to. Patrick J wants to know where Tipper Gore is. I don't know. I haven't seen her. Jumpin' General, don't forget to give us your top 5 t-shirts you own. Love that idea. And your top 5 G.I. Joe Cobra vehicles you want. You got it, man. Yeah, the top 5, if you saw the must watch channel update, and because I put, you know, must watch, you're supposed to watch it. I'm gonna everybody does the top 5s, and trust me, they're played out. I'm not like coming up with any ideas here or anything, but I love the concept. So I'm gonna add a top 5 show. And so you guys have been telling me what you want to see in the top 5. So keep those suggestions coming. I love every one of yours, and I'm going to write them all down. I'm going to do every one. And they can be like, they don't have to just be, you know, favorite 80s cartoons or top 5 80s cartoons. It can be, you know, of today's stuff. I'm going to do a top 5 cheap beers. I'm going to do, I don't know, my top 5 sandwiches. I don't, you know, but they're all going to be interactive. So if I do something like, for example, if I do my top 5 cheap beers, there's going to be 5 beers lined up right here, and we're going to drink them together. Didn't the Corn singer get into directing movies, adult movies? I'm not sure about that. I used to, Jonathan Davis, you know, is like my, you know, him and Jason Priestley are 2 of my man crushes. And so I used to stay up on his activities. I have not heard that he's directing adult movies. The last thing I saw recently of Jonathan Davis was unfortunately when his wife died, like a year ago, and they were just about to start a clothing company, which I would have loved to get, and to get their t-shirts. But I did get a for Christmas last year, I think, and I never really showed it off to you guys. I've worn it a couple of times in some videos, but I got a J Devil. Well, it just says Devil. One of Jonathan Davis's nicknames is J Devil, and he put out a t-shirt that says Devil on it, and it's cool, but it's all cut like on purpose. It's all frayed, and it just looks so stupid when I like, people think like, what the hell are you wearing that old, you know, ratty old shirt for? I could have done without the fraying. If you go back a couple videos, I'm wearing it. All right. General Grievous remembers playing NBA Live back in. By the way, guys, keep the comments coming. I will catch up just like I always do. So hang in. You know I like to talk. General Grievous remembers playing NBA Live back in the day. Sega Genesis sports games were incredible back in the day. Even before you could keep like Madden would keep records, you know, before Madden got like the battery backup and would keep the standings and everything, you could play a tournament, but you had to play it in one day. or I think you had to write down a password, but we would sit there and we would play these 16 team tournaments all day on Madden, and just playing against your friend was like intense enough. NBA Live was awesome on Sega Genesis. We would play Tony La Russa baseball for Sega Genesis, because it would keep records and stats and standings, and man, oh man, it's so fun. So fun. Dan Fryermuth is in the house. He says, I didn't even know you were doing this. I am late to the party. I hear people talking about being DJs. Is this where I can finally talk about being a strip club DJ again? Dan Fryermuth, were you a strip club DJ? That's incredible. And you're not late. You're 6 minutes. We started at 10. But welcome, Dan. Dan the man is here. Dan the man who gave my former co-host hundreds of dollars worth of He-Man action figures and never even got a thank you. All right. Couch Potato 8306 says Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball was the game we played religiously as kids. I think that was Super Nintendo. I believe. Oh, hit the computer. Gary F is in the house. What's up, everybody? Tons of people shooting off fireworks in my neighborhood. Yep, me too. That's why I'm down here in the basement. I can hear them faintly, but they are going on, of course. Americans. What time is it here, says Dig a Dirt? It is 10:07. Patrick J talking about CC DeVille. Yes. Couch Potato says, are you planning on going to RetroCon? No. So I went to RetroCon once with Seaver. And it was incredible because it was like the biggest toy show I'd ever been to. That's really I think RetroCon is starting to, develop into more of a con. But for the most part, it was just huge toy show and tons of toys. And the year I went, they actually had the A-Team. Face and Murdoch were there. And I wasn't watching the A-Team yet, and I didn't care. And now I'm kicking myself because you could take a picture with them in the van, and and I was like, bah, who cares about the A-Team? Yeah, I do. Now that I'm in the middle of season 3, but RetroCon probably not. In fact, I honestly, Steel City Con is still set for August, and they're bringing in Robert Englund, and they're bringing in Ken Kersinger. Is one of the last 2 Jasons that I haven't met. And it's just it's just the perfect con right now. Steel City Con is the perfect con, but it's in August, and I'm afraid to go and to get to COVID, and I'm just hoping it gets canceled so that I don't feel bad and I'm not like wrestling with myself to go. I don't know. I miss cons so much. I would have at least done 2 by now. And I miss them so much. This is such a ridiculous thing. Gary is talking about those Poison songs. Fallen Angel, I think it is. Fallen Angel. Sing some lines of Fallen Angel for me, Gary. Fallen Angel. That's the one. I just can't think of it in my head. Something, she plays hard, she loses hard. She's a Fallen Angel. That's the one. That is the song. Love that song. Talk Dirty to Me is good too. Not you guys. You don't have to do that. You can if you want. Love Ken Griffey Jr. White Sox with Tim Raines leading off and Bo Jackson too. Yep. Nothing but a good time. That's a good song too. Def Leppard. Now what is this? This is like turning into the new 80s hair metal is what we're talking about. And I like that. I like being able to talk about different stuff with you. Because I don't know. I'm expanding my interests. Joe Smith is late, but here. Joe Smith, you're never late. You're never late. When you're here, you're here. Okay, Patrick J says that is factual. Jonathan Davis did in fact get into directing adult movies. Whoa. All right. Well, I'll have to check some of those out then, won't I? Bill Elson is just loving Pyromania. Sports Talk Football, Joe Montana, absolutely. Back to pass, you know. He drops back. The worst, voice. Yeah. Oh, those, you can't even say they were so bad they were good, because they were so good they were good. But yeah, those Sports Talk. I remember with Sports Talk Football, the camera would zoom in on the guy. When as soon as he touched the ball, the camera would zoom right on him. So you had no idea like who was in front of you or what. So you had to like set the camera to like be like this wide shot, or else you wouldn't see where you were going. Bill Elson spent a boatload of money on Pyromania. General Grievous Tecmo, yeah, Tecmo's the OG. The OG. Bill Elson and Gary F are just having their own little side conversation. That's all right. That's what I like. Dog must be going nuts with all the boom booms. You know what? Both my dogs are quiet for some reason right now. I don't, yeah, they should be going nuts, but they're both quiet. Eric Grubbs is in the house. Hello, Jason. Happy 4th of July. Hope everyone had a great day. Eric Grubbs, we had a good day today. We swam. We ate some hot dogs. We ate some cheeseburgers. The in-laws brought some salads and some food some pepperoncinis, which are my treat of my hot treat right now. I love those. I drank too many beers, and I actually took a nap. like we finished eating at like 6:30, and I was like 8 or 9 beers into the day, and swimming and hot, and at like 6:30 I was like, everybody's cleaning up and the kids are playing video games or whatever, and everybody's this is where I'm supposed to be sitting with the family and talking, and I was like, I'm gonna go lay down for a minute. I slept for an hour. I slept off my 4th of July stupor. Eric Grubbs is a good guy. Eric Grubbs is my one of my localer friends of the channel. So Eric and I are gonna see each other at a con someday. Dan Fryermuth, yeah. Dan Fryermuth, but you gave me a thank you for a flimsy paperback book. I think you may be the better human. I think that goes without saying. Justin Payne in the house. Just got out of work. How goes it? It goes, Justin Payne. So Justin Payne, is that your wrestling name? Or are you really, or is that like your fake Facebook name? Or is your name really Justin Payne? Because if it is, it's like the greatest name of all time. Justin Payne. I think it's a wrestling name. Eric Grubbs, it looks like the Niagara Falls Comic-Con is still going on in September. I'm thinking of going. Okay, I did not know that. Who's going to be there for me from Friday the 13th? Oh shoot, somebody from Friday the 13th is going to be there. Not Dick Weiland. I don't know. Somebody look for me. Niagara Falls Comic-Con. Somebody from Friday the 13th. Oh, Tom Morga. Tom Morga is going to be there. He was a Jason. That's the only those are the only two I got to meet. Tom Morga and Ken Kersinger. And I did not know Niagara Falls was still on. And you know what? Canada is doing so good because they're smart. Sorry, I know it's the 4th of July, but still, Canada has flattened the curve. And if the Niagara Falls Comic-Con is still happening in September and Canada's numbers are still low, I'm there, 100%. I'm so excited about that. I didn't know. I forgot. I thought Niagara Falls was like in June. I thought it passed me by, but I will be there. If that's good, that's good news. Patrick J, if you had to pick your 2 favorite LJNs to battle, which would they be? I would use the Warlord versus the Ultimate Warrior. I like the Warlord. If I had to pick my 2 favorite, Again, it's going to be favorite that I played with as a kid. That's how I judge these figures. Did I use them as a kid? And they're right in front of me. That's why I'm looking around like I'm psychotic. Greg Valentine and Ricky Steamboat. I know those are common. I know that's a common answer, but those two are perfect for me. I love those two. I could have a great like hour-long, beautiful battle with those two. Win big, Mama's Fallen Angel. Thank you, Gary. Lose big, living out her life. Wants it all, Mama's Fallen. Yeah, that's the one. Love that. General Grievous stepped off the bus out into the city streets once and all. Mama's Fallen Angel. Thank you. Great job, guys. Oh, General Grievous, it's a cold and snowy day here in Cleveland. Yes, you are. You are so far away there in the land of Cleve. So cold, so wintry. Davis Gilbert said, Davis Gilbert, welcome to the big show. I have not seen your name pop up in the comments. Are you new here? Did Warrior ever wrestle Warlord? I don't know. And you know what? That would be at a time when I was. I mean, so I would think that would be during the even like the Powers of Pain time in the WWF. Because Warlord is that weird like silver metally outfit that he wore, and the W on like he came into the ring in like a stick with a W on it. There was such a bad era, but I would think that I think Ultimate Warrior teamed up with LOD a few times, so they might have had like 6-man matches with Powers of Pain and maybe Fuji. Maybe. I don't know. We'd have to look it up. Eric Grubbs. WWF Monday Night Raw of Sega was my passion. Loved that game so much. Yes, those were simple times. We only had a few buttons to push. Jump in General says if New 80s Revolution was a record, it would be solid gold within a week. Well, thank you. I have to agree with you. Couch Potato 8306 says, when it comes to 80s toy lines, what do you think is the easiest line to start collecting from top to bottom? Good question. A small one. So, that's a good question. I don't know if I have any. Oh, Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris Karate Commandos is very, very, very easy and inexpensive to complete. Even with the car. The car is not expensive. The Karate Kid figures are starting to get expensive for some reason. The second series of Rambo is expensive. Ghostbusters, there's so many of them. That's not an easy one to do. And then anything else I haven't started yet. So, yeah. Yeah, Chuck Norris is a quick and easy one to do. Oh, General Grievous's dog is freaking out. Gave her some Benadryl to calm her down. Yeah, I can't take Benadryl. You know, those nighttime things. I'm so envious because I like to fall asleep fast, right? I don't like to lay in bed and stare at the ceiling. So if they were non-habit forming and wouldn't damage your liver, I would probably take something to go to sleep every night. But those common over-the-counter things that people take, that normal people take to go to sleep, the NyQuils and the Benadryls, those things have the reverse effect on me. I swear. If I take NyQuil right now, I will get drowsy, and then I will be wide awake, and my body will like twitch and have this weird like overly stimulated feel. It's so strange. Oh, it's horrible. That's why, like, people get sick and they get a cold and they're like, oh, I'm going to take some NyQuil and go to sleep for 20 hours. Nope, I can't do that. Same effect. Cough syrup has the same effect on me. I can't take it. It freaks out my body. Patrick J says, Grubomania running wild. Indeed it is. Hey, Grub, Eric, were we talking the other day about Corporal Kirshner? I want to make sure that's you. All right, let me catch up with you guys. Ricky says, General Lee, the flag stays, not the Duke's a general without it. Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, look, the New Age Revolution loves everyone and wants everybody to hold hands and get along, but don't take my, foolishly, I have not bought in the Dukes of Hazzard DVD set in all this time. Makes no sense. That was the Dukes of Hazzard and the Incredible Hulk and the Greatest American Hero were like my um, my three favorite shows, as a kid. Those are the three shows that I remember watching and having fun with as a kid. Like, so you can't take away my Dukes of Hazzard. And I haven't gotten the DVD set yet. And when all this stuff started happening and they were just getting crazy, I looked it up, and it's like $150 now on Amazon. And I almost think I have to just get it now because I think it's going to go through the roof. I think it's going to be hard to find. You just like, I get it, but don't take away my General Lee. I don't, I don't have any 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 racially motivated thoughts when I watch the Dukes of Hazzard. I just like to see these guys jumping, ramps and and Roscoe P. Coltrane chasing them around. Don't touch my Dukes of Hazzard. Come on. Devin says, did you ever play that NES game with the robots that played baseball? Yes. That was like it had numbers in it. It was like 2027 or something, like 2035, like the year. The hell was that called? But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there was a baseball game. NES put out a baseball game where robots were playing, and they could do, like, they had different skills and like different, like, you could hit a home run and the ball would blow up, and Base Wars. That's what it was called. Base Wars, I think. Base Wars. Dan Fryer Muth. After the Galoobs and the Remcos, I do want to vote for OS. Yes, Old San Francisco. That is correct. There is not an original video for that. I need to get more. I have a bunch, and I love them, but I need more. And I think that's why I didn't do an original video for them, because at the time I might have had like 6, and now I have 12. But I need more, and they should be cheap. And sadly, again, like, guys, the OSFTM, WCW LJN-ish figures were throwaways. I mean, we're talking like $2 dump bin at the bottom of your toy show table that you brought home with you, because nobody bought them. And now you go on eBay and they're, $24.99 for a $3 Sting. And so it's hard to get those and pay the right price for them. It was called Base Wars. Yeah, that's right. I will go too if everything is good by then. Yeah, me too. Oh, Davis Gilbert just picked up a signed Ricky Steamboat LJN. Very cool. Carded Ricky Steamboat. Jason, I think Tecmo Bowl was the greatest NES sports game of all time. It came late in the system was running, kept with all those stats and that awesome gameplay. Your thoughts? Yes. Tecmo Bowl 1, the original, was good, was revolutionary. Tecmo Bowl 1, we loved. Then they came out with Super Tecmo Bowl for the NES. Oh no, they came out with Tecmo Super Bowl, not Super Tecmo Bowl, Tecmo Super Bowl for the NES, and that was the one that kept the standings and the records and the stats, and that was great. Yes, I agree. If I had to rank my favorite NES sports game, it would honestly be Bases Loaded. The first Bases Loaded I played so much of, and kept my own stats in a notebook. and just played the heck out of it. Love Bases Loaded. But yeah, Tecmo Bowl is a Hall of Famer. Oh, there you go. Tecmo Super Bowl. Okay, sorry, I didn't read. You're right, Gary. The Tecmo Super Bowl was the one that kept stats. Yep. Dig a Dirt. Did you ever sneak around the house and try to find out what you were getting for Christmas? Yep, I did. And I ruined it one year really bad. I've told this story. I went up in my parents' room, and they had a water bed, and these water beds had massive amounts of storage underneath them. I mean, furniture of the 80s was like, you know, 1,000 pounds, and like everything had storage. So their bed had doors that you could pull out, and I went up there because where else are they going to hide my toys but in under their bed? So I went up there, and I saw the British Bulldogs tag team box set, and I didn't even know it existed. And I came down and I told my mom, "Hey, I was at school today, and the kids said that there was a British Bulldogs tag team set. I really want that for Christmas." And of course, I got it for Christmas. But yeah, that sucked. I did it, and I was fine with it at the time. But looking back, I shouldn't have done it. I didn't want to ruin it. I ruined a lot of joy. Couch Potato. I just bought a ton of WCW Galoobs, some on original cards, and I was really impressed with the quality. They are my very, very close second favorite wrestling figures. I love the Galoobs. If you watch, I just did series 1 of the Galoobs a week ago or so, and I just love them. I love them. I would play with it. They're right here. I didn't put them back yet after I did series 1. So we got Flair and Barry Windham going at it. Here's a chop by Flair and a chop and another chop. It's great stuff. And then Barry Windham has to no-sell the chop. You chop him and says, "Oh no," and Flair begs off, and Windham goes to work on him. It's great stuff. Let's see who we got. All right. I'm deep. I have not caught up. Good Lord, you guys are bringing the questions. 38 of you are here. I didn't even notice how many were hanging out with me. General Grievous, way back about an hour ago, says OSFTM. I remember walking into KB Toys and seeing those old OSTM hanging on the shelf. I remember seeing them, and I liked them. They were like the old LJNs. Yep, that's why I was partial to them, because they were the LJNs. But Eric Grubbs, Patrick J, I love it, but how about Grubby's Mania? Patrick and Eric are just having a little fun. Dig a Dirt. I should try Benadryl. I stopped smoking weed and I have problems sleeping now. Yeah, if you can take Benadryl, it messes me up. Eric Grubbs. Yes, that was me. Oh, Eric. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a huge surprise coming, guys. I kind of gave it away a minute ago, but forget what I said. Don't scroll back. One of the Eric Grubbs, who's hanging out with us, Grubby Mania, or whatever you guys are deciding to call him, just surprises me out of the blue and says, "I got something for you." I'm looking to see where they are on my shelf. Where are they? Oh yeah, there they are. There they are. There's a clue. But Eric Grubbs, just like out of nowhere, was watching a show and said, "Oh, you need something? I have it. I'm sending it to you." And I'm like, wow, man, I'm always blown away by that. But wait till it gets here. Wait till it gets here. The title of the title of the show is "The New Age Revolution Gets His First LJN Figure in About 15 Years." How's that? How's that? What could it be? I get my first LJN figure in about 15 years. Thanks to Eric Grubbs. Couch Potato, not sure why, but I started collecting 80s TV trays from cartoon. Love those. Love cartoon or TV trays. I have probably 7 or 8 of them. I'm looking at an Elf one right now. I've got Elf. I've got I got a Ghostbusters one. I don't know, where the hell did they all go? Did I actually put them away? No, I got a Pac-Man one over there. I have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. Yeah, I have like 6 or 7 TV trays. When I was collecting lunch boxes, I was grabbing those too, TV trays. I had to put a lot of stuff. Well, not a lot of stuff, but I have a sump pump room. After they finished our basement, they walled off a little room where the sump pump is, and there's plenty of room in there, and it's dry. And I moved all of my board games in there. So there's another room that's full of board games because I seriously needed to make room for the G.I. Joe stuff. So I think maybe a TV tray or 2 is in there because they're so hard to display too. They take up a lot of room. I have a G.I. Joe TV tray up there. But yeah, they take up some space. All right, what else we got? Rocky is here. Yeah, for you guys who are like, why isn't he saying hello to me? I'm behind. I'm way behind. So Rocky Campbell, ladies and gentlemen, little Rocky Campbell and his father, little Bobby Campbell, is here on the show tonight, hanging out with us. Love those guys. Go check out Rocky and Bobby's Retro Collectibles. It's a fun little show. Bobby and his son just hang out and open old. I mean, like Rocky's like 2. So go watch their stuff. It's great. Andrew is in the house. Duke's an A team for me. Agreed. Eric Hansen says greetings from San Antonio. What's up, Eric Hansen? James Tamburo in the house. Couch Potato. I'd love to hear your thoughts on WWF Hasbro's. I don't have a lot of love for the Hasbro's. I only collected Series 1 as a kid. It was around 1990 and into 91, and then I stopped. And I was in 10th grade, and I think I just I stopped. And I played a lot more with the Galoobs during that time. So I'm not saying that I stopped, caring about toys. I just think I switched over to the Galoobs. I didn't like, I wasn't a big fan of that era of the WWF. So Hasbro's, I don't have a lot of love for them. They if you're gonna come right after my LJNs, you have no chance with me. David Thomas, what's up, Jason? Did you ever watch HR Puff and Stuff, Land of the Lost, Sigmund the Sea Monster, or the Bugalows? I remember watching those shows on TBS in the early 80s as a kid. I gotta say no to those. I have heard of HR Puff and Stuff and Land of the Lost. I don't remember Sigmund the Sea Monster or the Bugaloos, but I do love some classic TBS, morning, oh God, there's just such good stuff out there. Like, you forget that, like, TBS had a block of cartoons and USA had the Cartoon Network. We forget about all that stuff because it was like, Saturday morning, cartoons were on, local network TV, but the cable channels also had their little blocks of sometimes original cartoons too. Dan Fryerman says, I also kept my own stats for Bases Loaded. Such great pitching for an NES game. Yeah, I just loved Bases Loaded. Loved it. Eric Hansen says, much props on the channel, bro. Much love. Much love to you, Eric Hansen. Eric Stan Hansen. Joe Smith, remember what team uses on Bases Loaded? I used DC. DC, because they had, I believe DC had a player named Storm, and he would just crush home runs. So I used DC. I'm pretty sure Storm was on that team. But I remember, like, New Jersey. I remember DC. I think New York had a team. I think, heck else had a team in Bases Loaded. Miami, I think. Yeah, good stuff. James says, I loved that story. Well, what story? I've told 152 stories tonight. I can't remember. General Grievous, it also came out for the Sega as well. I believe it's rare today. I remember playing Tecmo and beating Dan Marino's records for most passing yards and touchdowns. Yeah, once you figured out how to play Tecmo, just like once you figured out how to play a lot of Nintendo games, you would crush it. And then I think there was like a glitch on Tecmo Bowl where like Marcus Allen or Bo Jackson was. It's Bo Jackson, I think, was you couldn't catch him. And on I think on an episode of the Goldbergs or Family Guy, it was freaking Family Guy. Somehow they worked Tecmo Bowl and Bo Jackson into Family Guy. It's great. Rocky Campbell, little Rocky Campbell says, Bases Loaded is great. That's right. Funky Monk in the house. Baseball Stars. Baseball Stars was a tremendous game because it finally was an NES game that kept baseball stats. That game is deep. That has a very deep battery and a deep career or a deep season mode. And finally, I could put away the notebook because Baseball Stars was keeping stats. And guys, Funky Monk is here. Funky Monk is the host of the greatest 80s slasher YouTube channel of all time. In fact, it's called 80s Slashers. Go check out 80s Slashers and Funky Monk. And I'm using that channel to learn about some obscure but must-see 80s slasher horror films. So, if you want to start your collection, I've already put The Burning in my watch list on Amazon. I've never seen that. The other one that you mentioned from 1981, I forget, but I put it in my Amazon list. So, yeah, go check out 80s Slashers. Sergeant Legacy says, good to see you. Happy 4th. Happy 4th to you, Sergeant Legacy. I'm glad you're here. Dan Fryermuth says, would you rather have the LJN Black Card Series mint or the USS Flag mint in box? Oof. That's like choosing between the children, Fryermuth. Man. Okay, I'll tell you. I'll say the Flag, and I know that'll blow the minds. But I've had the carded LJN figures, and I've had like 3 or 4 of the black cards. So, let's go with something I've never had. So we would go with the Flag. Bobby Campbell says, what's your second favorite Galoob? No problem. But I do believe that I went over this in my latest WCW Galoob episode, Mr. Campbell. In fact, I did answer that question in my in my most recent episode on Galoobs. But I'll do it again because apparently you haven't seen it. But I'm going to say Arn Anderson is my second favorite Galoob figure. These are all so good. I love Barry Windham. Great figure. They're all great. They're all tremendous except for that one. Right? That pose. That dreadful arm glued to chest pose. No good. And the Lex Luger's pretty bad too. There's not much you can do there play-wise with those arms like that. All right. James says, LJNs were the best wrestling figures. You are correct, James. David Thomas, yep. I also manually kept up with my bases loaded player stats. Yep. General Grievous used to have all the Galoobs. Patrick J, I had no idea the Galoobs had the Freebirds with Garvin and others, Giant Gonzalez and such. You will see in part 2 of my Galoob review. Yes, all the UK figures. The Freebirds, Giant Gonzalez was known as El Gigante back then. Terrible figure. You will, as much as I rave about Series 1 of the Galoobs, folks, you will be surprised to know that I do not like Series 2 of the Galoobs. I can't stand them, in fact. And I'll tell you why. And I'll show you why in the next episode. Own Your World. Who is Own Your World? That is Ric Flair's robe from Toys R Us. And I wore it when I met Ric Flair in Niagara Falls. I have a picture of me with Ric Flair, and I brought the old NWA belt, and I wore the robe. And who are you, Own Your World? Are you new to the revolution? In 1988 and 1989, they didn't have the WWF LJNs in stores. Does anybody know why? Well, I'll tell you why, James. In 80, I think some trickled into stores in 88 for sure. The 89s, LJN and Grand Toys in Canada started working together, and for the most part, the black cards only trickled into Canada and didn't get here. Some people have stories of how they found the black cards in the States, and that might be true, but I've never seen them. And they were a Canada thing, and the packaging has, you know, French on it, and it was the end. It was the end of a beautiful run. IWK83 says hello. Hello, IWK83. I think I've seen you around. Were you here a while ago? Not in the chat today, but on the channel a long time ago. I haven't seen you in a while. Couch Potato Elf is the next one I'm after. Have been trying to collect some Elf stuff. Yeah, I got where the heck is it? I have an Elf doll in the box. I don't know why I can't see it. There's an Elf TV tray over there. Oh, it's way up. I can't find my own stuff. The Elf doll is over there, but you can't see it. It's up there on a shelf. Boxed Elf. I watched the whole run. I have the whole set on DVD, and it's a good one. That's Ric Flair's robe. That's right, General Grievous. I believe Toys R Us sold them with a belt. I got the robe. I didn't see a belt. I got the robe, and like I said, I wore it at Niagara Falls when I met the champ, Ric Flair. Yep, Joe Smith says LJN 89 was only in Canada. Dig a Dirt. Have you seen the match between Ric Flair and Bob Backlund back in the WWF days? It was champion versus champion. I found a video of them together, both cutting a promo, but no match. I don't know if that match has ever seen the light of day footage-wise. I remember yes, I only read about it in old magazines, like old PWIs. But yeah, I never actually saw the match. And I don't know what the backstory is on it. That would happen every once in a while. I think Rick Martel and Ric Flair had a match. Like I see, you know, you'd get the magazine, you'd flip through them, and you'd see like Flair and Backlund standing next to each other, shaking hands, like both holding the belt. And you're like, when did this happen? And you know, how did I miss this? James Tamburo says, where can I get a Sergeant Slaughter action figure? Well, what kind? An LJN Slaughter? G.I. Joe Slaughter? Devin Cutmar, I have a Sectars TV tray, which are very rare. I love them also. Yeah, TV trays are just fun. I wish I had one right here, but, you know, you know, memories, guys. When you were small enough to fit under a TV tray, trust me, I tried. I'm not fitting under a TV tray these days, especially the toy, you know, the kid ones. There's only about this much clearance room between your knees, you know, your legs and the tray. I can't slide under a TV tray anymore. But what memories, you know, sitting around, sitting on your floor after school, you know, my kids don't sit on the floor anymore to watch TV. I mean, because I think our TVs were on the floor back in the day, so you sat on the floor because you wanted to be But you know, nobody ever sits on the floor anymore and watches TV. But yeah, I would sit on the floor. I'd pull the TV tray up, eat my after school snack. James Tamburo says they sucked. What sucked? TV trays? Oh, Hasbro WWF sucked. Yeah, I don't like them. Oh, I just bought the Sectars Hive. Oh yeah, are you still doing Sectars, Devin? I remember like last year you were all over them. Do I remember Glow? Yes, I remember Glow very much. I enjoyed Glow. I would love a full series set of Glow. Fraggle Rock, I absolutely watched. When are you having Junior on the show with you? He's been bugging me to come down and do a show. He's hard to rein in sometimes. You know, and if you guys don't mind him going off on tangents, he can come down anytime. But like, I feel like he's such a little clown, you know, that like he just goes off on like these he's hard to rein in. You know, I try to like rehearse with him a little bit and like, okay, just, you know, just chill, you know, just relax. And he's like, bro, here's my stuff. And he's, I don't know, he's great. I'll bring him down again. Justin Payne. That is his real name, Justin Payne. That's tremendous. Glow, I used to try to watch it, but the reception sucked, but had to listen to it. Eric Hansen, Stan Hansen is one of his favorite wrestlers. Well, it should be. And Justin Payne is one of my favorite wrestlers. Couch Potato, I'm definitely taking your advice and going after the WWF LJNs. Cool. Looked on eBay, but some of them are extremely expensive. Oh yeah, don't look unless you've got disposable income. Don't bother trying to get them carded. They are off the charts expensive now, and the loose ones are just ridiculously priced. Don't bother going on any Facebook groups and trying to get LJNs. They will overcharge you. If you can get lucky and find them, like, you know, at a toy show or something, you know, you're supposed to pay $5 for the Iron Sheik. But if you buy them off eBay today, you're going to pay $30 for the Iron Sheik. And that's just wrong. These things are like skyrocketing. And I don't know if they're skyrocketing in value or they're skyrocketing in price. I'm thinking they're skyrocketing in price. Oh, James Tamburo loved my British Bulldog story. Yeah, it's a dumb kid ruining Christmas for himself. Gary played a ton of I lost you. Hang on. I played a ton of Bases Loaded 2 and used Hawaii. Yes, Hawaii was a team. Great defense. I kept a Spiral Notebook too and found it in the basement the other day. Well, that's awesome. Again, I have talked about this in the past. In fact, when Corona first hit, I did like daily videos. And one of the videos was I was like, hold on to if you have children, hold on to their relics today and show them their stuff 30 years from now. You know, because finding your Bases Loaded notebook in your basement is incredible. You know, that's like such a great thing to be able to find that. I have lost all that stuff. All that stuff. Channel NEM is here. Evening all. What have I missed so far? Hey, you've missed the whole freaking show. Channel NEM. You are definitely new, I believe, unless you were a name change. But nice to see you. Bunch of stories other than that much. Not much. James, man, I love the Galoobs. Yep. Hasbro, Rick Rude, junk. James, okay. James. AW figures were awesome. AWAs are my so my Galoobs are like, you know, my second favorite figures at like, you know, 100% second favorite. The AWA Rumcos are my 99.99999 third favorite. So they're very close. Devin Cutmore says, I can get a USS Flag mint and sealed box right now for a steal of a price, but can't afford it in this economy. I have to sell a bunch of my collections to buy a new car. Oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry for that. I know how, you know, Devin has shared his interests and his collections with me for the past year and a half or so. And I've always seen when he would get new stuff and he'd send me pictures of it. And he's just very passionate about his toys, and they replaced some bad stuff in his life. So I'm sorry to hear that you have to sell some of your stuff. I never like to hear that. Yes, General Grievous, you're right. That's why I don't like the second series of the Galoobs. The poses are horrible. The idea is great. A Dustin Rhodes Galoob figure, what a great idea. but the poses are terrible. And the El Gigante figure is one of the worst. And yes, I know he was 7'7". So they make the tall wrestler, the 7-foot tall wrestler, but then they put his hands all the way up in the pose. So now he's like an 8-foot figure in comparison. And it's terrible. And you can't wrestle with a guy whose hands are up like this. It's so bad. They didn't even try for Series 2, it seems like. But wait till you see some of the prototypes that were going to come out for what I assume to be Series 3. They seem to be bringing it back to good. I'll show you those. Eric Grubbs, top five idea. I would like to hear your top 5 favorite feuds. You got it. I will jot that down. I wish they made a Brother Love. So do I. I think he was planned for the 90 series. Jump in General, do you have a lot of the Rambo figures and vehicles? Yes. Savage Strike Headquarters is a great set. I would have it, but my mind has shifted to G.I. Joes. But yes, I have all of Series 1 complete. And 3 of Series 2. Series 2 they're expensive, foolishly expensive. And that's a smaller line too. The vehicles, there's maybe 8 vehicles all together, and some little bomb accessories and some little missile accessories that are real cheap now. I got like sealed ones for less than $10. They make a Bad News Brown LJN? No, they didn't. They didn't, unfortunately. He was also planned for the 90s series. Logan Dowdy in the house. Hello, Logan. Couch Potato says, I would love to hear your top 5 or 10 favorite 80s Saturday morning cartoons. No problem. I remember the cartoon video you did a while back, but wasn't sure if that was Saturday morning specific. No, I did a cartoon video with... the former Muppet that I used to have on my channel, and I think I think we talked a lot about top 5 or top 10 or whatever. But yeah, throw those top 5 ideas at me. We're going to be doing every single one that you want me to do. Logan Dowdy, well, folks, welcome. PACW Shotgun Saturday Night. Yeah, you pretty much just a little earlier, you got some PACW. There you go. There's your PACW. Devin Cutmore also got a new Pee-wee's Playhouse with all the characters except Cowboy Curtis. Man, that's on my Grail list. I knocked off a Grail. Devin, did you see my my Terradrome? My Grail. I knocked off the Terradrome the other day. But yeah, Pee-wee's Playhouse is on my Grail list. Davis Gilbert, have you collected any Battle Beasts? I have not. Bobby Campbell is still down with the top 5 sandwiches. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Any interest in collecting He-Man or Thundercats? I've had He-Man. I had an entire bookshelf, even taller than these bookshelves, all with those little stair display things. What are they called? Like, anyway, 3 tiers. I had those full. I had 65% of the He-Man loose figures complete, and they just weren't doing it for me. I didn't care. And I love He-Man. I love the history. I love the cartoon. I love looking at pictures of the toys. I just ended it. I didn't care about He-Man, so I sold them. And Thundercats, yes, eventually I think I'll get around to them when I start watching like the Thundercats cartoon. If me and my kid are into it and we watch it, he'll want some Thundercats, and then I'll want some Thundercats, so I'll probably get them. Logan Dowdy says, how you doing? I'm doing all right. How are you doing? Rick Rude, LJN was terrible. Yes, it was. Sergeant Legacy, what's the best thing to use to restore the LJNs? Paint and to clean them? I don't know. But there is, so cleaning them, You got to join one of these LJN Facebook groups or custom groups, because they will tell you exactly the brand of paint to use, the the cleaning products. People soak them in laundry detergent, I think, or Dove soap. You just soak them, and they come clean. I would use a magic eraser, but then that would take some of the shine off the figure. So I guess you don't want to do that. But a magic eraser will take all of the markings, like all of the stuff you're trying to clean, the paint markings and the dirt. But I don't think they're good for the figures. James had the LJN, Andre the Giant, awesome. Logan, my favorite WCW Galoob, Dustin Rhodes, Barry Windham. I love the Dustin Rhodes concept. I just don't like his pose. I don't like bad poses. I don't know. General Grievous, it's a field goal and it's good type of pose for the Giant. Yes, exactly. Can't play with that. James loves the Road Warriors. Yes, great figure. Eric Grubb says, I started a mint on card. I lost you. Hang on. Started a mint on card Hasbro Correction about 8 years ago and love them. Every year since they went up in price, it's pretty much an investment. Yeah, they are an investment. Anything you're buying wrestling figure-wise right now, AWA, WWF, Hasbro, LJN, total investment. Eric Hansen, I don't know if you heard that one of the largest causes that the AWA went under was Vern trying to purchase Lake Minnetonka, but that fell through after the talent left. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Love Vern. James just watched G.I. Joe the movie. Yeah, I'm going to get to that when I catch up with the cartoons. Robert Duncan. Hello, Robert Duncan. I have not seen you here before. Are you new to the channel? Do you have the Chuck Norris Karate Commando toys? I do. I see American Gladiators back there. What were your favorite Gladiator events? All right, so first of all, I do have the Chuck Norris Karate Commandos line complete, including the Corvette in the box. American Gladiators, loved. So many good memories of that American Gladiator show. Back then, for me, American Gladiators was on after wrestling, and so I would watch WWF Superstars of Wrestling, and then American Gladiators would come on right after, and so I was glued to the TV for those 2 hours. And the events, oh my goodness, the one where you have to like get a ball in like little containers. You had to run around. The Gladiators had to try to knock you away from the ball, or from like the, not the hoop, but like a basket that you had to get the ball in. Obviously, Joust was fun. Anything where you're swinging and running into somebody was great. I don't know why it hasn't happened yet, and I'm just waiting for there to be a American Gladiators box set release of all the seasons in order. I mean, why can't that be done? I would sit around, especially if I could just get it. Like, I know I could probably find some episodes here and there, but I want to watch it, like, because they would have like, all the winners would come back, and they'd have like the Tournament of Champions, so I want to see it in order. I don't know why there hasn't been a Gladiator box set. Devin, I did see the Naked Elizabeth. That is a legitimate item. That sold. That is I mean, that's a $25,000 figure. There is look it up, guys. There is a Naked Elizabeth LJN figure, a one of one. And the story is that the guys were goofing around one day and made a Naked Elizabeth prototype right there in the factory or whatever. This is confirmed by LJN employees, and that that other toy collector, Zack Ryder, I think sold his for something like $40,000. It is a legitimate thing. Great stuff. Do I have any Knight Rider toys? I have the Knight Rider talking kit car and the Michael Knight figure. Logan is also into G.I. Joe now, of course. General Grievous says, I used to have a bunch of AWA figures. I used to have a bunch of AW figures, the ring staircase. I could take a trailer to blah, 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 blah. Yep. Yep. Trading. General Grievous talking about that. James. Yep. Oh, no. James, your cousin threw out your LJNs? That's criminal. James, AEW is making action figures. Yep. Can't wait for those. Talking about some LJN stuff. Jump in general. What is your future plan for a Star Wars collection? We'll see. It's I've been watching them. We are up to, what did we see the other night? We saw Rogue One. So we did Solo. There's a way you can watch them in order. We watched Solo and then Rogue One, and then and so now we start at New Hope again. I don't know. We'll see. I really like the Black Series that Hasbro or Mattel is putting out. I think it's Hasbro. I really like the Black Series just because they're perfect. I mean, they're great. I don't know about going back and collecting the 70s ones. I don't know. We'll see. But the Black Series is actually really good. They're a really, really good toy line. Couch Potato, you ever considered collecting all the 80s TV guides? Yep. I'm sure it's somewhat difficult since you're guaranteed to get a ton of duplicates. Yes, I am. I have about 15 80s TV guides. I want more. My idea was to collect all the ones that had a Saturday night's main event in them. And I'm actually a really big fan of TV guides, so I know how to kind of cross-reference and know which TV guide to get. And some funny stories. I feel bad because I haven't caught up with all of you yet, but funny story about TV guides. So for Christmas one year, I got the TV guide from the week that I was born. I got the May 20. It was probably like May 20th to May 26th or whatever. Because it was a week. It was a week of dates. So I got the TV guide that my birthday fell on, May 26, 1976. So I have that episode, and it's just so so silly to sit around and like, I was born at 6:02 p.m. and this is what was on TV. So that was fun. The other awesome TV guide I have, other than just TV guides of the 80s, I have there's an old video of me that was on like 16 millimeter film or whatever, and I took it and I got it restored and put onto a DVD, and it's me getting a haircut when I'm 2. And and in the video, so I'm getting a haircut, and then like it cuts to me back at home, and I'm actually getting my diaper changed by my grandmother. And while I'm getting my diaper changed, I'm holding a TV guide and reading a TV guide at 2 years old. I'm holding up the TV guide while I'm getting my diaper changed. I went onto eBay and I found that freaking TV guide. Oh, it's a sickness. I have the TV guide from the week I was born, and I have the TV guide that I read while getting my diaper changed. And maybe I'll do a TV guide episode too someday. Davis Gilbert, you sold them. Did you at least keep the He-Man figure? He's just as I do have a He-Man. I do. I gave a few He-Man figures to my boy, and then for Christmas last year, he wrapped them up and gave them back to me, because that's what you do when you're 8 and you're awesome. So yeah, I have He-Man over there. Logan Dowdy, you know what you can do. Have El Gigante play football. He'll be perfect. Yes, he would be. Larry Zonka was a co-host. Yes, he was. Do you have any Lego Dukes of Hazzard toys? I didn't know they made Lego Dukes of Hazzard toys. Eric Grubbs, I can't wait for the AEW figures to come out. I'm definitely starting a collection. Yeah, I might not get them for myself, but my son Liam will have them. He's really getting into wrestling figures now, so I wanted to get him those. Champ Vincent, I have never seen you before in our family here. Champ Vincent says, you are the man. Well, I know. I've made this channel a part of my life. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to do these. Is it just me, or is every LJN sealed figure 300 or more? It's not just you. That's right. That's stupid. That is stupid money. A mean Gene Okerlund should not be a $300 LJN. But yeah, they're ridiculously expensive now. But yes, thank you for all that, those nice words, and nice to see you. Dig a Dirt, Mumra morphing segment was the coolest part of the Thundercats cartoon. Can't wait to see it. Couch Potato loved American Gladiators, me too. Eric Grubbs, I pre-ordered the first series in Ring on Ringside Club. It was good for you. Yeah, I'm hoping that they actually do come out and like they say they're going to be in Walmart. I really hope I run into them someday, because I love finding stuff in the stores. Devin says Naked Elizabeth was created as a prototype by an LJN employee for themselves. I think there's a few. I've seen two, but might have been the same one. No, I think maybe there might be a couple. I think there might be 2 or 3. I think that might be it. But yeah, Naked Elizabeth, and she's, oh Jesus, I hit the laptop. It's just sitting here balancing on a chair. She's in a different pose. She's like she's got like she's like, I'm a little teapot pose. Totally naked. Great stuff. Well, I don't know. Yeah, naked. Robert Duncan, I just joined the channel when your collecting is half the battle popped up as a recommended. I'm a wrestling and horror fan also, so enjoying many of your latest videos. Great channel. Oh, thanks, man. So Robert Duncan is new to us and joined this family when I started collecting the G.I. Joes. So welcome aboard, Robert Duncan. Eric Grubbs, some figures are crazy expensive, like the Moon Belly Kamala. Yeah, that Hasbro. Yeah, there's like, what, I don't know, like 10 of those in existence. I don't know. That's extremely expensive. James misses his LJN. We're sorry, James. Dig a Dirt. Hannibal just interviewed Malibu from American Gladiators. Do you watch the Hannibal TV channel? I don't watch it. I know it, and if there's an interview that I want to see, I'll watch it. Sure, I've seen Hannibal. I don't watch him regularly. General Grievous, I got a lot of Hot Toys and Sideshow Star Wars. Yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah. I mean, I think if I'm going to collect the Star Wars stuff, I think Liam will take anything. Liam collects them all. But if I was to collect Star Wars stuff, I think I'd go more along the adult collectible type stuff. I don't think I thought I wanted the original Kenner stuff, but I'll put a lot of effort and a lot of money into it, and it won't make my heart warm. It'll just be a thing. But I would collect, like I said, the black, what did I call them? What are they called? The Black Series or whatever. And some of the Hot Toys stuff, statue-y type stuff. Laugh-O-Grams is here. I didn't know you were going live tonight. I almost missed this. I didn't know I was going live tonight either, man. Laugh-O-Grams is here. He is a tremendous artist. He's done T-shirts for me. He's done some great stuff for the channel. We love Laugh-O-Grams, even though he's a fan of the other guy too. But he's here, and he's hanging out with us. Yeah, I didn't know I was going live tonight either, man. I was just having fun earlier today. When I'm in a good mood, I think of you guys, Seriously. I was having a good 4th of July. I was eating some foods. I was drinking some beers. I was just in a good place, and I was like, I'm going to go hang out with my people tonight. It's 11:09. We're probably going to hang out for another 10 minutes. I was going to stop at 11, so I'll give you the 10-minute warning right now, boys and girls. Boys, realistically. Eric Grubbs, Dig a Dirt, that was a great interview. Yep, Devin Cutmore, I miss the TV guide in the paper every Saturday. Me too, man. Yep, I know what you're talking about. Couch Potato, I started collecting local TV guides from local newspapers from when I was a kid, bro. Yeah, I would love that too. The TV guides that I'm looking for, if I can get them locally, I'll be on those. Yes, I would be on those. To find a Rochester, New York. I have a couple Rochester, New York TV guides. I do. But then I have like from Seattle, and so the times are weird. Like the ones I hate are when the time zones are so different, and like NFL football was on at 10 a.m. in Seattle, right? So I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is weird, So I would love to, the TV guides that I get in the future, I would love to make sure they're local. Buffalo, Syracuse, just upstate New York, even New York City. I would love that because I want them from the Eastern. I want them local. Couch Potato, great TV guide stories. Yeah, those 2 TV guides that I got, very special. I'll show them to you someday. I'll do a TV guide episode, and I'll actually tell that story again because I know how you love to hear it so many times from me. Logan says, did you know wrestlers from WWE won an NWA US Championship? We have guys like Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah, man, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dig a Dirt, you collect TV guides like Frank Costanza. Great episode. Great episode. Robert Duncan, my brother, actually collected some TV guides from the TBS. Oh, that's so great. So I'm collecting TV guides from when they had the Saturday Night's Main Event ad in it. And Robert Duncan's brother collected TV guides from when TBS aired Clash of the Champions. That's so great because you'd go through, and remember, guys, this is at a time when we're not exactly sure when stuff is going to be on. I don't remember WWF TV announcing that Saturday Night's Main Event was coming tonight. So you'd get the TV guide and you'd scroll through it and boom, you'd see this beautiful, black and white ad for Saturday Night's Main Event or Clash of the Champions. And then you're like, oh my God, it's tonight or it's this week. Patrick J, have you ever battled the Haku and the Harley Race LJNs for the crown? No, I did. I recreated that match. Yep. Yeah, right now, Naked Elizabeth is going for $40,000. Okay, so think about that, guys. 30 years ago, a bunch of dudes in a toy factory slapped together some rubber, and it was naked, and it was Elizabeth, and now it's selling for $40,000. Couch Potato, Elizabeth was so pretty. I can see why Macho Man was so possessive. Yeah, some crazy stories about him. Elizabeth was lovely and looked even better in her WCW days when she was almost approaching 40, I think. She's pretty at 40. General Grievous, I have a Toys McCoy Indiana Jones in the box. Yeah, those are very forgotten about toy line. A custom cabinet LJN full-size arcade game would be awesome in the man cave. I agree. Get on that for me, Jumpin' General. Laugh-O-Grams, my love for the 80s knows no boundary lines, man. It's all about love for the 80s. Yes, of course. I'm just joshing. Logan Dowdy, what if Harlem Heat made it earlier and they got WCW Galoobs? My brain hurts when I sit around and I think about what could have been with the WCW Galoob line. Laugh-O-Grams, glad to see you didn't blow off any extremities. No, I didn't, but I'll tell you what. I don't do fireworks, but I bought the kids some sparklers, right? They're harmless. They're innocent, and I'm giving the 2 children the sparklers, and of course Liam is, he's in his own little world with the sparklers. The 4-year-old, his mother's, don't give him the sparkler, don't give him the, he can have the sparkler. He's got the sparkler goes out, and then he touches the end of it, and he burns his freaking finger. So now I've had a firework accident in my house. A 4-year-old because he touched the end of a sparkler. I mean, who touches the end of a sparkler? No, I didn't see that comment. But no, we didn't do fireworks. But my kid burnt his finger on a sparkler because he's a lunatic. Patrick, the Hannibal TV and the new 80s have become 2 of my favorite channels. Thank you. Couch Potato, just have to say this. This is awesome, and you have one of the top channels on YouTube. Can't wait for more of these. Keep up the great work. Your channel has helped me jumpstart my collection. Thank you, Couch Potato. I truly appreciate that. All of your guys' feedback is just priceless to me. We're going to go 5 more minutes. Champ Vincent, if you were starting your collection now, would it be possible to have all the cool stuff in your room, or impossible with how much? I mean, anything's possible, but I don't think I'd do it all over again with these prices. No, it would take me forever. I mean, I'm 44. Uh, so it would take a while. You know, I started this 20 years ago, um, at at 24. So no, I wouldn't be able to do it all over again. I don't think I'd have the I don't think I'd have the motivation to do it all over again. I mean, the interest hasn't died one bit, but I don't think I could start it all over. I used to have Harlem Heat in my LJN Fed. They were managed by Slick and had a bunch of matches against Strikeforce. That's perfect. That's awesome. Gary F. Jason, what is the 2,000 subscriber celebration going to look like? I don't know, but we got to plan that because we're at I think 1,915 as of tonight, and I would say by the end of summer we're going to have 2,000. They go quick. I average like maybe 4 or 5 a week new subscribers. So yeah, I think we should hit 2,000 by end of summer, fall. And I want to do something. I want to have some kind of a giveaway for you guys. Just something, you know. I don't know. Let's think. You know, we could do it live. We could do a live show. We could I don't know. We could maybe some of us on the East Coast could meet up somewhere, you know, at a convention or something. Laughograms, my Independence Day was great, but that story about you getting your diaper changed was a cherry on top of a great day. I'm glad you went back and yeah, that was so. It's over there. Hang, give me a sec. Ah. All right, so what I'll do, what I will do is I will show you. I'll take a clip um, from the video of me getting my diaper changed, and you will see that I am reading this TV guide in that video, and so I had to go on and I had to get it. And this, there's no year in this, which is so weird because like you'd think. Well, I guess you would. I guess they wouldn't have to put a year in here. You kind of know what year it is if you're buying the TV guide for that week. So I'm just. I think it's 70. So I was born in 76. I think this is 78. I think I was just turning 2. I don't see any years in here. But oh yeah, I'm sorry. This is April, the week of April. April 8th through the 14th, 1978, ladies and gentlemen. I was born in May, so I was 1 month away from 2 years old, and I was getting my diaper changed, and I was reading this TV guide. And I will show you that clip when I can get it loaded into my computer. All right, we're almost done here, guys. Joe Smith is still with us. Oh, no, that's not Joe Smith. This is Jacob Crazy Stuff. Jacob Crazy Stuff, I have never heard of you before. Are you new to our family? I got my first Hasbro 80s figure a few days ago, and it's the Big Boss Man with glasses. That is a good one. Patrick J., someone mentioned Hannibal. I think he would love this channel. He loves classic WWF era. Well, pass on the word to Hannibal. He can plug me to his large fan base. Logan, I know the 2000 special, the first episode of PACW. I know. I dropped the ball with that one. That one was one of those dreams that just never happened. General Grievous, well, I'm glad you did this live showing how did the old WWF magazine episode do. Good. It's approaching 300 views, which is good. I'm, you know, look, until this channel, you know, blows up and becomes a 10,000 view channel regularly, 300, 400, 500 views that's a lot of you watching it, so I'm good with that. So I wanted that. I wanted to hit 300, 400 views for the magazine show, and then I'd add it to the rotation, and yeah, it's going to get there. So we'll be doing we're going to add WWF magazines and Pro Wrestling Illustrated to the lineup, Wrestling with the Past, and we're going to show magazines. Patrick J, the East Coast family. That's us. Got to meet up. Eric Grubbs. Oh, the new 80s revolution is always number one. Jason is the man. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Grubbs. I feel the same way about you, and we're going to have fun in Buffalo someday. Hey, remember, we're getting old. Have to get up from the ground on your legs. I know. Did you see that? We'll fall asleep. Man, I know that's how it was when I used to play with my LJN figures. Yeah, I can't play with figures on the floor anymore. My back would fall apart. My knees hurt getting up to go get the TV guide. Alice, I've watched that show on YouTube. Alice is a good show. Kiss My Grits. Born September 73. General Grievous, you're older. Jacob Crazy Stuff is new to the channel. Welcome aboard. Jumpin' General says, man, you look 30. Oh, please. I do not. Jacob Crazy Stuff, I'm new here. I've watched your videos before, but I've never been in one of your live streams. Well, welcome aboard. This is another new person, Dre D'Angelo. I have never heard of Dre D'Angelo. Welcome to the crew. I have all the LJNs, even the MOCs, but I still have no Haku and no Warlord. Yeah, they're out there. You know, I think you can get them both for under $1,000. And yes, I said under $1,000. That's how stupid expensive they are now. You might not even be able to get them both for under $1,000. I don't think so, actually, now that I think about it. Patrick J, do one of the Andre LJNs have white teeth? Yeah, and one not white teeth. Yep, short-haired Andre number 2 has white teeth, and blackstrap Andre has no colored teeth. So that's how you know, I guess. That's one of the ways you can tell if somebody tried to make a cheap custom. If the teeth are colored in, it's not a legitimate black strap. Joe Smith says, I liked the WWF magazine show. Maybe call it Wrestling in the Books. Love it. Good idea. Somebody else suggested, what did they suggest? Wrestling with my issues. Right? That's a good one. Wrestling with my issues. Jacob Crazy Stuff. I love the 80s. Yeah, I do too, man. That's what this channel is all about. General Grievous, I just bought the April and May issue of 85. Almost good, man. Yeah, those are expensive too. The first episode or the first issue of Victory Sports Wrestling, magazine is expensive. Those very, very early 84 WWF magazines are expensive. But yeah, I also want to, that's on my list of things to really go after. From debut to 89 is when I would go. I would stop. Mostly I'm stopping most stuff in 89. So I would get the WWF magazines up until the end of 89. All right, a few more minutes. Devin, thanks for the live stream. So glad I made it tonight. Everybody hit that like button for the New 80s Revolution. Thank you, Devin. I'm hitting the like button for you too. Bach04 is here. Hey, just catching the last few minutes. Wanted to say hi. Hi. Thanks and welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you made it for the last few seconds. Dre, yeah, I know they're hard to get. Yeah, they are. There's a custom rubber clones of the Warlord and Haku on eBay. I didn't know that. You have to paint them, but it's a cheaper way to get them. That's great. And I love seeing that. With technology now, people can clone LJN figures, clone away. You can get them, you can paint them the way you want to paint them. I think it's great. Issues with wrestling. I like that one, Dre. Issues with wrestling. Wrestling with my issues. Issues with wrestling. Eric Grubbs. Good night, everyone. Good night, Jason. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for the kind words and keep up the good work. We will talk soon, my friend. Right. There'll be a package coming in the mail for me from Eric Grubbs, and it is going to surprise you guys, as it is my first LJN that I have not purchased. I should have purchased it, but he wouldn't let me. The first new LJN I've added to my collection in 15 years. What could it be? What could it be? But I have them all, don't I? Don't I? You're going to get them. Good luck. Yeah, they're expensive. Patrick J, whatever happened to your child friend who reclaimed his white shirt, LJN Hulk Hogan? He was never my friend. He was just a kid at a birthday party that I invited myself to. That's a whole story. I invited myself to the birthday because my best friend was going, my childhood best friend, and I wanted to go. So I was like, can you ask him? Like, can I come? You know? I wasn't invited, but I went, and there was a kid there that I didn't know who had white shirt Hogan, and somehow, even though I didn't know him, he let me borrow the figure. I never thought I'd see him again. And like 6 months later, somehow his mom called my mom bitching and complaining and get my kid his figure back, and that was it. Dre says, I see them, but I want the real thing. I'm good with that too. Jacob, crazy stuff. I have Andre, Big John Stud, Mean Gene, good stuff. Grubby Mania, dude. Comments are ending. We are ending. It is 11:26. I gave you 26 bonus minutes, and I love all of you. 4th of July, happy 4th of July for all you folks in Merca. If you're not in Merca, then, thanks for hanging out with me on Saturday night. Jacob says bye. Bye, Jacob. Thanks for joining. What can I say, guys? I appreciate all of you. You're all my friends. And 2,000 subscribers. We'll figure out what to do big for you guys. Like I said, we'll do a giveaway or something. I'd love to give you all something. But all I can give you is my soul. That's what you get from me. And my diaper changing TV guy. Dan Fryermuth says kisses. Oh, I hope someday soon, Dan Fryermuth. That's it, guys. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. And as we say here on the channel, good night now.